And then on SmackDown, we see Roman Reigns come out, and he has to respond to the promo that Seth Rollins did, saying that Roman's belt doesn't matter. And Roman cut a promo that shit all over that title. He basically called the Raw title the loser title because he's beaten everyone who's challenging for it. So it's the loser bracket title. And he would point out that Seth Rollins says he works 10 times as hard and 10 times as many shows and 10 times as many matches as Roman Reigns. And Roman said, and I make 10 times more money. It totally neutered not only the title, but anyone who wanted the title. And then here comes Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes announced his WrestleMania decision. He says, I'm still coming for you. I'm still coming for that belt, but not at WrestleMania. He sought counsel from someone who knows Roman very well. And Birmingham lost their mind. The Rock's music hit. It was an incredible pop. A friend of mine was there and said it's the loudest live reaction he's ever seen at a wrestling show in Alabama. Hard to argue that. The Rock himself got goosebumps and showed it to the camera. But boy, you want to talk about awkward. When he was in the ring with Cody, it looked like it was all over Cody's face. Rock approached Cody, shook his hand. They had a private moment where they whispered in one another's ear. And then Cody exits. And it felt a little bit like when Hulk Hogan handed the Ultimate Warrior the world title after WrestleMania 6. We see Cody taking that sad walk back up the aisle. I thought Cody did as good as he could with this. But clearly that struck a nerve to the point where if you watch that clip back right now, they've cut out Cody's conversation with Rock. They've cut out Cody walking out of the ring. And why did they do that? Because that video that they posted to YouTube has the most dislikes, the most thumbs down on YouTube in the history of any video they've ever posted to YouTube. So much so, they took it down. You can't even see thumbs up and thumbs down anymore, but there's your ratio. Yes, it got millions of views, but I got 97,000 thumbs up and 500,000 thumbs down. And for more than 24 hours, the number one trending topic was #WeWantCody. I can't believe WWE didn't immediately put that out as merch, but we know why. But let me just mention, if you're looking for a #WeWantCody shirt, I know where you can get one. Boxofgimmicks.com or 83weeksmerch.com. We've got the Whoa Movement shirt and we've got #WeWantCody. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit, I want Cody to finish the story. I'm biased. I'm friends with Cody, but I'm also invested in the story. This is the first time they've made titles matter in a long, long time in WWE. And I'm getting a little tired of people saying, well, they're trying to end Hulk Hogan's number so Roman can be the third longest reigning champion in history, because Hogan's not the record holder. They don't talk about stats like this in baseball or basketball or football. Yes, it's important who's third and who's fourth, but the real run, like think about baseball in 98, Eric. People were talking about Roger Maris's record when they talked about Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. We're not talking about Bruno's record. We're talking about Hogan's record. None of that makes sense to me. I couldn't understand the promo. I don't understand why there's an about face. Cody was just at the Rumble. He just won the Rumble. Like, if you're going to do this with The Rock, why not just have The Rock come out as a surprise and he wins the Rumble? He earned his shot. But I felt like they undermined the big gold belt. They undermined the idea of the Royal Rumble match. And they completely pivoted from a story that we were all invested in to the point that one of their largest licensees built their entire campaign around it. As I understand it, 2K is actively changing the campaign for that game right now. This is a major pivot, and I want to talk about it. But first, I want to see, what did you think of the promo with Cody and Roman and the introduction of The Rock in Birmingham on SmackDown?
I mean, clearly Rock's entrance. Rock is The Rock. He is the biggest star on the planet, probably in a number of different ways. You can argue it if you're in the mood. I don't care. He is a massive, massive, massive star.
No doubt.
he got the reaction he got because everything he's achieved, contributed, and been a part of in professional wrestling for so long. So you're going to get that reaction. So let's forget about the reaction and get into the meat of the promo. It's interesting a couple things were interesting to me. When Cody basically said, how about Roman, just you and me? Heyman stuck around. Not sure why. That immediately kind of, and I know it sounds like a really little thing, but they didn't give Cody that. They should have given him that. Heyman could have stuck around for a minute, and Cody should have said, I mean everybody, number one. I would have liked to see that. I cannot wrap my head around the premise, meaning I'm going to give somebody else a shot at something that meant so much to me. I cannot wrap my head around that. As much as I'm very supportive of WWE creative, particularly in the last 12 months. I've been critical of it previously, but the last 12 months, the Bloodline storyline, 18 months really, it's just everything has been so good that when I saw it, I was so confused by it. None of it made sense on the one hand, but I've had time to think about it, and I've read a lot of the online chatter, the emotion, the 500,000 dislikes. I get all of that, but I'm optimistic. I'm choosing. I'm not subconsciously optimistic. I'm not optimistic by default. Anybody that knows me knows that. But here's the analogy I thought of earlier today. You go to a movie, you sit down with your popcorn, your date, your friend, whatever. Go by yourself. You sit there with that popcorn, and you've been looking forward to seeing this movie for a long time. You've seen the trailers. They've done a great job promoting the movie. You are prepared to love that movie when you sit in that chair. You order 2 popcorns. That's how excited you are. OD on buttered popcorn. It's not even real butter, but whatever. You got your popcorn, you sit in, you've seen the previews of coming attractions. You've seen a little vignette that talks about turning your phone off so you don't piss off people around you. And then the music starts, boom, you open up, you're in the opening scene of Act 1. And that movie grabs you, man. You are so glad you went to that, you came to this movie. It validated everything you were hoping it would be. And you get into that second act, and now you're at the edge of your seat. Oh my gosh, where's this going to go? Your hero, your protagonist, your baby face, if you will, whatever you want to call it. Everything is going the way you hope it would go. And your hero is overcoming the obstacles one by one by one, whatever that is, whether it's a big green monster or a flamethrower, some mean little person, whatever it is, man, your hero is overcoming everything they throw in his or her way. And now you're getting warmed up. You're into the third act. You know this is a 2-hour movie and there's 20 minutes left, and you're so excited because you're finally going to get what you've been waiting for, because there's been great story, massive anticipation. The action is so good, you believe what's happening. You've allowed yourself to get sucked into the journey of your hero, and you're only halfway through your popcorn. You're so memorized by everything that you see, you can't even eat the popcorn. That's how excited you are. You've got 20 minutes to go, and then all of a sudden, there's a plot twist, a change, something you didn't expect. Oh my God, my hero's not going to. This is not what I wanted to happen. Son of a bitch. And you throw that popcorn, it bounces off the head of the old man sitting in front of you. He turns around, gets pissed off, realizes he'll get his ass kicked, so he shuts up, and you throw another bowl of popcorn, box of popcorn. You are hot, and you get up and you walk out of that movie. You leave your date. Your date sitting there going, what in the hell? I don't even want to get in the car with this idiot. He's overreacting. It's a movie. And you get home. Your date calls you the next day, or your friend, whatever. Says, man, you should have stuck around, because that movie was awesome. What do you mean it was awesome? How could it be? And then you proceed to hear how the movie ended.
Right.
And lo and behold, you were the victim of a finely crafted plot twist. Because just when you think you know the answer, as Roddy Piper would say, they change the game. They change the question. They change the ending. It's a plot twist. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, I know I'm being overly optimistic, perhaps in the minds of some, but I have confidence in the people involved. They have earned my confidence. Not that they give a shit whether I have confidence in them or not. Clearly not. But I have confidence in them. I believe that the same people that crafted some of the best storylines I've ever seen in wrestling, particularly the Bloodline, those same people still work there. Triple H, Paul Levesque, the guy that everybody's been talking about in such high regard over the last 12 months, he's still there. He hasn't changed. What's changed is the situation. The situation has changed. Nobody voted for this. Nobody raised their hand in a meeting a couple months ago and said, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we just have this whole thing blow up in our face and all this negative press and FBI and SEC and horrible allegations. Nobody wanted this to happen, but it happened. And now we're in a situation where you've got probably crisis management teams working 8-hour shifts, 24 hours a day, trying to figure out how to manage this insanely unprecedented situation, which is very, very serious. But you've also got a creative crisis going on in creative. A crisis management issue in creative, just like you have a crisis management issue in public relations. Yeah. And now these two, now you're going to have a nexus of PR crisis management and creative crisis management. What do you do? This is like the most uncertain, I think, WWE's been in maybe in forever in such a short window of time. This is massive uncertainty. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. What do people do in times of adversity? Financially, what do? You diversify. You don't want all your money sitting in one place. You want to spread your risk around. You want as many options financially as you can get in the face of adversity. So what has WWE done? They brought in The Rock. They're giving themselves as many options as they possibly can in the face of the adversity that none of them wanted or voted for. And oh, by the way, how many weeks do we have between now and WrestleMania? 8, 7?
Yeah, it's like 2 months. Yeah.
All right. So you got 8 weeks of television.
And a pay-per-view in Australia.
So folks, don't throw your fucking popcorn.